When someone doesn't value you, whether it's a man or a woman, it's because they assume you'll always be available. The saying, "No one knows what they have until they lose it," sounds familiar, but the reality is that everyone knows what they have. They just don't think they can lose it. Before we begin, I want to remind you that the best thing you can do when someone doesn't value you is to walk away. However, here are 10 strategies to teach a person who doesn't value you a lesson. They apply to both men and women. Let's start with the first strategy: disappear completely. Even if you can't stop him from knowing about you through social networks, you can disappear from his daily life. Absence is powerful, and will make him realize that you are not someone who is always available to him. This will show him that you are not an object he can have at his disposal at any time. When you send the message that you don't belong to him, he realizes that he doesn't have the control he thought he had. At that point, he is faced with the reality that he must value you, or risk losing you. It is a turning point where he can change, or stay the same. This strategy forces him to reflect on his behavior and understand that his attitude has had consequences. By feeling your absence, he can begin to value what he had with you. Second point: enjoy your life. Once you have distanced yourself, start living for yourself. Plan a trip, buy new clothes, or go on an adventure. You could organize a mountain getaway with your friends, or even a small party. Always following current safety recommendations. The important thing is to do activities that make you feel good and happy. Go shopping, buy yourself something special. All this will prove one thing: you can be happy without it. This really affects someone who doesn't value you, because he tends to think that your happiness depends on his attention. By having fun and doing things for yourself, you send him the clear message that you don't need his validation to be happy. So have fun, because this will teach him not to treat you as a secondary option. Also, by watching you enjoy life, he may begin to question his own priorities and actions. Third point: be unapproachable. As you go on with your life, you must show that you are focused on yourself, and have no time for half-hearted loves. If he looks for you, tell him you're busy. If he asks you to stay and talk, let him know you can't right now. Being scarce means not being available to him when he calls you, or seeks you out. Don't always be ready to please him. You should really be unavailable and let him earn your attention and affection. If you are always available, he will eventually get bored, and will not value and appreciate you as you deserve. This attitude will show him that your time and company are valuable, and he must earn them. Don't let him take your presence for granted. He must understand that your attention and affection are privileges he must earn. Fourth point: be direct. There is a difference between the game of attraction and allowing someone to meddle in your personal plans. You must be clear and uncompromising, letting him know that you are not for half-hearted relationships. It's all or nothing. A common trait in those who are not valued is to expect that, by luck, or some kind of enlightenment, the other person will begin to value them. This is wishful thinking and completely unrealistic. You have to be direct and tell it like it is. Either you value me, or no deal. No relationship, no courtship. And don't look for me anymore. This clarity will remove any ambiguity, and show her that your emotional well-being is non-negotiable. By being direct, you set a standard for how she wants to be treated, which is fundamental to any healthy relationship. Fifth point: keep your promises. If you have told him that you will not get back together with him unless he changes his inappropriate behaviors, then keep your word. If you are not consistent and go back to him anyway, he will realize that there are no consequences for his actions, and he will continue to behave the same way. Following through with your warnings is crucial, because only then can you pressure him to either correct his behavior, or leave the way open for you to meet someone who truly values you and appreciates your presence. Consistency in your actions will show him that your words carry weight, and that you are not willing to accept less than you deserve. This attitude will not only put him in his place, but will also strengthen your self-esteem and your sense of dignity. Sixth point. Adapt your strategy. If he behaves like a ladies' man and dates a lot of girls, you should also have an active social life, and go out with other people. This does not mean that you should get involved with other guys out of spite, but that you should have the freedom to date who you feel good with. This relates to the previous point, which emphasizes the importance of living your life for yourself. Play his game while he has fun in his own way, and you do the same. Live for yourself, not for him. By having an active social life, you show him that you are not dependent on him to make you feel complete or happy. In addition, this may cause him to reevaluate his behavior and priorities. By seeing that you're not someone who will wait around forever. Seventh point. Say no. One thing that really irritates someone who doesn't value you, is the realization that he can no longer control you. You are that caged bird that finally decided to fly free. This becomes evident when he calls you and you reply that you can't, won't, or just don't feel like it. When he senses that you are no longer available to him, he begins to understand that he is losing you. It is at that moment when he really starts to invest in the relationship, and to make an effort to make you happy. Saying no, not only reaffirms your independence, but also sets clear boundaries for him to respect. By refusing to please him constantly, you teach him that your time and energy are valuable, and that he must earn your attention. Eighth point. Dress for yourself. Appearance can be a powerful temptation, and the idea that other people can admire you and not him can strike a chord in his feeling of ownership. He may feel entitled to your love, and he won't like the idea that someone else can take his place. By dressing well and taking care of yourself, you send him a clear message that you are taking control of your life, and your happiness. This also boosts your confidence and self-esteem, which is crucial to maintaining a strong, positive attitude. By seeing you confident and happy, he will realize what he has lost, and may begin to value you more. Ninth point. Show off your social life. You don't need to make a publicity campaign to show that you have a great life. With simple, discreet things, you can send a clear message. A picture with your friends, with your family, or doing something you enjoy, may be enough. Posting significant moments for you will show him that you are happy without him. This will give him a clear signal that your well-being does not depend on his presence. By sharing your social life, you show him that you are surrounded by love and support, and that you don't need his approval to feel good. This may make him reflect on his behavior, and realize what he is missing. 10th point. Don't go back to him. As I mentioned earlier, the biggest lesson you can teach someone who didn't value you is not to go back to him. Refusing to give him your love and time is the clearest way to show him that he can't treat you as an option. This decision is an act of self-love, and a declaration that you deserve more. Rejecting the idea of getting back together with him will show him that your feelings and your dignity are non-negotiable. This firmness in your decision will show him that you have taken control of your life and that you are willing to pursue a relationship in which you are truly valued. In addition, this will strengthen your self-esteem and open the door to new opportunities and healthier relationships. By following these steps, you will ensure that anyone who is not valued you will clearly understand the mistake they made, and what they have lost. But most importantly, you will realize your own value, and you will be better prepared to find a relationship that gives you the respect and love you deserve. In short, when someone doesn't value you, the best lesson you can teach him is to demonstrate your independence and self-respect. Disappearing from his life, enjoying your own interests, being unapproachable, direct and consistent with your promises, are actions that will show him that you are not willing to accept less than you deserve. Tailoring your strategy, saying no, dressing for yourself, and showing off your social life will reinforce this message. Finally, the biggest lesson is, don't go back to him. Reaffirming your worth, value, and dignity. Remember, your happiness and well-being depend on no one but yourself. By following these steps, You will not only send a clear message to the one who doesn't value you, but you will also strengthen your self-esteem and open yourself up to healthier and more satisfying relationships. If you liked this video, and want more content like this, subscribe, like it, and share it with others who might benefit from this message. Thank you very much for making it this far. And remember, happiness is personal, and see you in the next video.